Hey guys, welcome back to another video on TryHackMe Capture the Flag challenge. Today we will be working on one of the beginner level CTF challenge and its name is ColldBox. So here it is, ColldBox, easy version, easy level machine with multiple ways to escalate the privilege. So it just asks for um, to access the both flags, user and uh, root flag, and there is no other goals to achieve here. So let's start with our nmap scan, and the IP address of the machine is export IP 10.10.4.109, and here is the nmap scan sudo password, and let's access the URL in browser as well, uh, if there is some web service hosted here, and then it will come up. So this looks like a default WordPress theme, and it is a WordPress site indeed. So since we know 80 port is open, let's see if any other port is okay. So there is no other port open apart from 80, and let's find out if there is any other hidden directory um, hosted on this port 80. So $IP and user share dirbuster word list, um, dir, dirbuster word list, and directory list, maybe small, um, 2.3 small.txt, and t is for number of thread. Let's set it to 50, and extension php. So meanwhile this is running, let's check if something is written in comment. So it is looks like the default page, and no interesting comment or anything mentioned here. So I'm just checking if we can test some default credential on WP login page of WordPress. So admin, no. Uh, so let's see if we can find any interesting page on GoBuster, and um, let's keep on checking some uh, robot.txt or any other standard file. Is it robot or robots, or sitemap.xml? Nothing. And uh, we found one hidden directory slash hidden. So let's see what is written here. So it says urgent cold, you have Hugo's password when you send it to him, so he can continue uploading his article. Philip. So we got three users here, Cold, Hog, and Philip. So let's just write it down. C is 0 and not O. Cold, Hugo, and Philip. Okay. Even if we don't find this hidden directory, there is another way to do the same to enumerate the user. Let's find out that one also. So I'm opening up another window here, and there is a utility called WP scan. So first of all, export IP 10.10.4.109, and it's WP scan URL http colon slash slash dollar IP. And there are a couple of things we can mention. There is a API token also which we can register to find vulnerabilities, but for enumeration we can use some enumeration switch listed in the help section. So those are with -e, VP for vulnerable plugins, all plugins, and there is a flag called user ID ranges, so it will identify or enumerate some user for us. So let's try to use that, -e and u as an user. Let's see if is it will be able to find some user or not. Let's go back to our GoBuster scan. So since we have some users, we can try to run password cracking using WP scan. Uh, so we can use Hydra also, but WP scan is um, very simple to execute. I am going to show you the both version, Hydra and WP scan. So for Hydra, let's capture the login request. So it should be wp-login, and let's turn on the burp to capture the request. So I'm starting the burp. I don't know why it is too slow. uh, so here you go. Switch to burp, user admin, and on the burp site proxy, it has captured our request, and we just picking up this portion. Maybe let's copy everything and let's close the burp. We don't need anything uh, anything from burp. It will free up some VM resources. So this is the request, paste. So here we go. There is an error because we need to turn off the burp from proxy also. Okay, so we have captured this the syntax. We gonna change it a bit. So instead of uh, user admin, we need to specify the parameter, which is user, and then for password, uh, pass, and this WP submit login is fine. We can remove the redirect to portion, and let's just keep this, and we need to specify the success parameter as well. But let's start with our Hydra command. So it is Hydra hyphen L, because maybe we can do one thing. We can create a file called users, because we have multiple users. So I've already created that, Philip, Cold, and Hugo. So the next thing is to use Hydra hyphen capital L, and then users capital P, then our standard word list, rocu.txt, and $IP, then http form post, and then wp hyphen login.php colon, and then paste whatever we have copied from perp. And the last thing is slash. You can specify the success keyword or you can specify the fail keyword for WordPress. After login, there can be number of keywords displayed on the screen. So you can test it on working version of WordPress what keywords you can specify, but for failure it is clear that we can specify the um keyword called error, I guess. Yep, error. So we can specify error, um, and that's it. So I have pressed enter to execute this. So this is one way to brute force for the password, and the another way is using WP scan. So the last scan we executed was to enumerate the user. So you can find all the user once scan is complete, listed one by one. One is called Hugo and Philip. And there is one more thing which you can try is to register at wpscan.com with a free API with 25 daily request limit, and then you will be able to run the vulnerability scan on this host. So let's do the brute force using WP scan as well. So it is very similar to the Hydra, but we don't need to supply the parameter. So WP scan hyphen URL, then the URL, and the we can specify the user one by one with hyphen u parameter, or we can just specify the password list, and we don't if we don't specify the user list, then it will enumerate again. So let's just keep the password list only and execute it. So it will first enumerate the user, and with those user it will brute force with this password file. So I'm canceling this for now because I have the passwords with me. So it will take a couple of minutes to execute. So I'm canceling both the um, commands. So the password for user cold is there in the rocku word list. So you will be able to find that. So I'm directly skipping to the login with user cold and the password which you will find uh, with brute force. So once you are login, we need to check whether we are a normal user or a admin user in the WordPress. So users, all users, and we can check that we are administrator. So we can make any changes. So there are a couple of things where you can make changes to get a reverse shell. You can go to plugins editor. You will be able to edit files of existing plugins. So two plugins are there, Hello Dolly, and this is the default plugin. And you can create a new plugin and upload it using add new. In the new plugin you can specify some commands to get a reverse shell, and another option is to make changes in the theme files. So the default theme is coming as 2015, which is applied on the website. We can check in themes page. So active is 2015. So we can go to 2015 and make changes in any file, and then we need to execute that page. So I'm just selecting the first one and let's see if we can find some uh, syntax for uh, remote code execution, or maybe just type reverse shell. So in on the side, let's start the netcat session, and you will find a couple of articles. So let's just pick two of them. Okay, let's check from the first one, hacking articles. uh, so you will find a couple of different ways to do that. So we can just pick a simple syntax for giving a reverse shell. Here you go. So let's just copy the same thing. So this is the pentest monkey syntax. You can find the pentest the syntax in pentest monkey as well, but it is wrapped with bin bash -c command, and then exec, which is a PHP uh, syntax. So let's close this. We don't need anything apart from this now. So let's edit our IP addresses. So it is 10.8.21.57 and port is 1234. So copy, and let's paste it after PHP placeholder. So update file. Once it is updated, we can visit the site, and we need to trigger this. So let's try to enter some gibberish character. So it is not pointed to 404. So we need to access that page explicitly. So let's open any page random. So p is equal to 1. We got the syntax here, and let's just enter 404.php. Enter, and this should give us a shell. So what is happening here is you can see there is some content on this page, and that content is also not visible. So something is wrong with the syntax. So I'm just reverting the change and checking if in a normal scenario that content loads or not. So it works. So our reverse shell code is breaking it. So let's uh, segregate this in different PHP wrapper. So PHP, because first this complete PHP syntax will be executed, and then next portion. So I hope this should work. So let's try. Yes, it is. So let's check uh, the user. So we can check a couple of things, like in the home directory what all users are there. So cold users there, what is there in the directory. Let's check in the user directory, ls-l. So this is the user flag. We cannot read this. We need to pivot to this user. We need to enumerate this machine further in order to find a way to get into this user first, and then we will check other things. So two things you can do. You can run the lin piece to enumerate the machine further, or just keep in mind that whenever you find any software running, like in this case it is WordPress, try to find the config files of that software. Usually some sort of password or something you might find in those config files. So you can search the WordPress config file, uh, or if you already know, then you can directly go to that location. So in the WordPress case, I'm sorry, the default directory or default configuration file is placed under Control F uh, in var.ww. No, or maybe let's just check /wp hyphen config.php. Seems like it is not mentioned here, so let's check um, in any other article. WP config file location in Linux. Or if you know that the file name is wp-config.php, you can go and search it using find command. So let's see if we can find the location here. No. Okay, so let's find the um, location of the file. So I'm going back to the var www html directory because this is a web CMS, so everything is placed under HTML directory. So find dot type file name wp config dot php and /dev /null. Press enter. Did I made a mistake? No. So here is the path, so it is in the current directory only. So uh, I just did I just spent a couple of minutes to show you, like, if you don't know where is the path and how to figure it out, so you can use these approaches. So you can check the username and password in this file. So and let's try with that user is cold in this file. So I'm not I've not scrolled it up. You can check on your own, and let's check if we can take SSH session using the username and password mentioned in the config file. So 10.10.4.109, and we can't access the SSH because you might have noticed in Nmap scan there is only one port open, which is port 80. So you can use the su command to switch to the user cold, or if you run the linbase command, you will find out that port um, a different port, that is 4512, is open on this machine. So let me show you. Sudo nmap scsv and then port 4512. So basically this port is open from the public, so either you could enumerate all the ports. If SSH is not working, you can check the listening port using linbase command, a linbase script as well from locally on the server. You can switch using su command to the user cold, or once you have the port number, you can try SSH with uh, port 4512. Yes, and then the password. I hope I have typed it correctly. Yes, so we can cancel this shell and let's get into it. So first thing first, we can read the user flag from here. uh, and then we can check a few things. So we already have the password, so we can check sudo minus L. So this machine is already having different ways, different vulnerabilities to escalate the privilege. So you can see couple of entries here, vim, chmod, and ftp. And you can also find the suid bit files. SUID, I'm just grabbing the syntax real quick. So again, you can use this command, or in the lin piece you will find the SUID file as well. So in this case, the SUID file is a file called find, and we can now go to GTFO bins to check all the possibilities like find. So you can get the syntax um, for the find command, and uh, obviously since you have chmod command or vim command, you can escalate the privilege with these command as well. So I'm starting with vim because vim is pretty straightforward. So actually you can use the syntax of vim and vi. The vi syntax is more simpler than the uh, vim command. So here it is. So paste, and uh, I'm just adding the full path, or maybe let's try with this only. Enter, and you are root. So I'm pressing exit and checking what else we can do. Colon Q and exclamation sign to quit. Okay. So the another thing which is very easy is FTP command. So let's check the FTP syntax in GTFO bins only. Uh, FTP sudo. So again, just enter sudo and then bin bash. So bin sh, sudo ftp and bin sh id root. So exit, quit, yes, and then the using chmod we can change the permissions. So why this is also listed here along with other command is that we need to change the permission using chmod as well. So let's check what is the scenario from cold user. Let's check if we can run we can list the directory. No, so this is in different language. It says permission denied. Let's uh, check the permission of root directory. So the root is here, so it is owned by root and there is no permission. So let's go to root user first, sudo ftp and then bin sh, and now let's list the permission of files in root directory. So we can read the flag using root, uh, wc root dot txt, and you can see 49 word count. The another way to obviously using chmod you can change the permission of this file to yourself, And the last thing which is remaining is to use the find command, so where SUID bit is set. So where it was, I lost it. Here you go. So for find command, I'm pressing exit first, quit. For find, you can check the syntax. So this is not a sudo but SUID, so we can execute any command. So I'm just giving you a basic example, not the shell. So find, maybe just find dot exec, and then who am I? So we need to specify the closing parameter as well, which is slash and colon, I guess, root. So this is all. There are multiple ways, as the room suggested, to escalate the privilege. So whatever you like or you find easy, you can use that. And the main thing was to uh, use the WordPress reverse shell using the template files, and the use of WP scan. Uh, and even if you are not comfortable with WP scan, you can use Hydra, and in fact Nmap also work with WordPress things. And there can be different ways to get a shell, maybe to exploit a vulnerability, because the current version of this WordPress is quite outdated. You can check the WordPress version in Nmap scan, I believe. Yes, so 4.1.31, and the current version is 5.5.1. So if you will uh, have a quick check on search exploit WordPress 4. You will find plenty of vulnerabilities, some on theme, some on plugins, and some on core as well. So in the WP scan, if you will register for free API, you can scan for vulnerability and exploit that vulnerability as well. I have not checked if this WordPress version or theme or any plugin is actually exploitable, but you can do the testing and learn something new. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If so, please subscribe and watch other videos to learn something new in penetration testing on the offensive side. I hope you have enjoyed. Have a great day. Bye bye.